being said, let's go ahead and get started. My name is Alexandra Chamberlain. I am the gallery director and instructor in the Department of Art and Design here at Indiana State University. I have the absolute pleasure to introduce you all today to our 3 MFA candidates this semester. And I'll go through their bios in just a minute, but I have a few gallery reminders before we get started. So just a heads up, this exhibit of the MFA work is on display until this coming Tuesday. We are open tonight until 7 p.m. And then we're open tomorrow from 11 to 4 and Monday and Tuesday from 11 to 4. After Tuesday, we'll start changing over the gallery for our senior exhibition, which will be coming next. The term in gallery is currently underway with starting to exhibit the digital student show. I haven't received an exact opening date for that yet, but as soon as I have it, I will be sharing it on our platforms and on our website as much as possible as well. So be on the lookout for that. In our Bear Montgomery Gallery space in Fairbanks Hall, there is an exhibit on display where we worked with an alum, Caroline Heath, and her students in the CARS program, which is in Brazil, Indiana. And that's on display. The last day for that is actually tomorrow. So if you haven't been in to check that out, please try to come by and check it out sometime tomorrow between 11 and 4. All right, just a gentle reminder, please keep yourselves on mute. Be aware of any background noises you might be having so we can hopefully avoid those. And if we notice anything on our end of overbearing sound or something, myself or James, one of our student docents, will be muting your screen if there's an issue. So just be aware of that. So first up is Master of Fine Arts Painting, soon to be graduate, Zhenyang Guo. From 2014 to 2017, Guo had attended Iowa State University, where he earned his bachelor degree in fine arts. His primary medium is oil painting, although he has also tried his hand in animation in his attempt to better express his artistic views. After he graduates, he plans to use different platforms of art. He strives to showcase his artistic expression between the everyday experience and unspeakable perception. All right, over to you, Zhenyang.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Zhenyang Guo, and thank you everyone for coming this meeting today. Even just few of us, not a lot of people here, but have a lot of professors here. I'm still a little bit nervous and I feel some pressure on me. So I don't really know what should I talk, but I think I will share some of my feeling about my time at ISU and some of my works. So first I want to talk about the joy in my painting. I think painting for me is a very interesting thing. Like every brush stroke on the canvas is very attractive for me. I remember Pablo Picasso said, painting is just another way to keeping diaries. And I truly believe that. So most of my painting is a way to record my life. I also try to add more like surrealism, symbolism, and some abstract elements in my painting to better represent my ideas. So like just like my painting, the 2-chair painting, I titled this on eco communication. That is an example for my style. Yeah, that 2-chair that Alex just showed, that painting, that is the example for my style. The 2-chair face to each other, as if in a conversation, they sit in the same space and look similar, but not exactly identical. This expresses the ideas that nothing is fair or equal through the chair, symbolizing anything from the people to act of the works to anything that can be compared. That is the basic idea of this painting. So I don't want to talk too much about my painting. I hope everyone can go to the gallery, see all my painting and the other person's works. Second, I want to say, like, I really enjoyed these 3 years at ISU. And first, I want to say thank you to all my professors and Nancy here, Dr. Ganis here, Salah not here, but they are my committee member. We talked a lot. They helped me a lot. And I want to say Nancy helped me a lot. He helped me find what I really want to do and continue to do my painting, didn't give up the traditional painting. So I really want to say thank you to her. And Dr. Ganis here, Dr. Ganis has given me a lot of ideas every single time when I talk to him or just in his class. Also, he has also motivated me to learn more about art by reading books, but I cannot read as much as him. And I hope I can, but I cannot. I don't think I can. And Salah is not here, but I want Salah has let me know that I can do digital art, and I think I'm doing all right now. So I really appreciate to all my professors. And finally, I want to say absolutely I enjoyed these 3 years at ISU. I hope to stay in Terre Haute for next few years and have a more opportunity to show more my artworks. And thank you for allowing me to share my works with you all and speak tonight. Yeah, thank you again, and thank you, Alex, helping us to have a great show. Thank you.
Oh, of course. It's my pleasure. I'm so glad I was able to work with all three of you this semester. And again, if you haven't been in the gallery, please come down and see it. It's a great show, or all three shows, really. The work looks really wonderful up on the walls. And I'm really excited for this exhibition. We've had quite a few classes come through as well. So that's been good to have and see everyone in the gallery. Just be sure to bring your mask with you, of course. All right, so thank you, Zhenyang. I'm gonna go ahead and go on to the next one. So you should be seeing my screen once again. And next in today's lineup is Master of Fine Arts Graphic Design, soon to be graduate Samantha Osborne. Osborne is a graphic designer and educator based in Central Illinois. With over 15 years of experience in the museum exhibition design industry, Samantha's MFA show chronicles the largest project she's completed to date, Victoria the T-Rex. She remains active in the field and is currently immersed in graphic design for an upcoming exhibition entitled Crayola Idea Works, premiering at the Franklin Institute in March of 2021. In her 4th year of instruction, Samantha teaches beginning through advanced graphic design courses at Eastern Illinois University, where she is an assistant professor. So Sam, I'm going to turn things over to you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming today. If you haven't seen the show, I'm going to do a screen share and just kind of give a little bit of background on what this is. So as Alex said, this is, sorry, I'm trying to talk and do these technical things on Zoom all at the same time, and it's always overwhelming. So as Alex mentioned, this is the biggest thing I've kind of ever done professionally, and then in part with the MFA show was kind of a really nice compliment. I was asked to be part of a team to design a traveling exhibition, and in the museum realm for shows like this, it's a multidisciplinary team. So I worked with an exhibit designer, producer, project manager, lighting designer, archaeologists, so on and so forth, to create the whole graphic suite for this exhibition. So graphically, well, the highlight of the show is obviously the dinosaur who just stands there. But if you look beside the dinosaur, you'll see these really awesome graphics that kind of help outfit the space. So for me, this was a huge challenge, not just because it was an enormous project, but also because I've never done a traveling exhibition until now. So historically, my background is in more traditional museum exhibition design and permanent exhibitions. And so a few different parameters came into play here for me with materials and having to think about the weight of things and cleanability and touchability. And so it was a learning experience for me all the way around. So as I move you through the space, please feel free to ask questions. I know, Alex, I don't know, are you taking questions? Are we taking questions at the end, or is this more conversational? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do questions at the end, and I can also walk around and do more up close at the end if anybody's interested.
Okay. All right. So don't ask me questions. I'll just talk at you. All right. So when you enter the space, you see this big wow, this huge dinosaur, which is kind of nicely complemented by this graphic. And the space is kind of structured with several of these. They're 6 feet by 10 feet by 10 foot backlit graphics that were custom designed. So these environments the environment in the graphic that you see doesn't actually exist. It was pieced together through several photographic images. So it's kind of like a digital montage or digital mural, if you will. And so as you move through the space, you start to see, first thing you probably notice is how bright and vibrant everything is. And lighting design comes a long way in the museum realm because it's a really great way to create an immersive environment without spending a ton of money on scenic elements. So I often find that exhibit designers like to kind of theatrically light spaces to help give atmospheric effects. And so you'll see the gobo projection kind of mimicked in the MFA display within the gallery space on my show as well. So as you move through the space, you'll see various parts of the main star of the show, whose name is Victoria, the dinosaur. And I'm going to kind of zoom through the images because I have a short video I'll show that kind of gives you a more comprehensive and overview and gives a little more context to what this exhibition is. As far as the graphic design specifically, a lot of it is very image-based, complemented with a little bit of kind of nicely structured typographic hierarchy. And we went through probably 3 or 4 rounds of concept revisions before we landed on this look and feel. So we kind of explored a more playful direction, a more traditional and sophisticated direction, and we kind of met in the middle here. I was taking direction not only from the producer, but also the museum staff themselves. So this exhibition is currently owned by the Arizona Science Center. It was only supposed to be up until May, but now it is still there and it's scheduled to be there until January. So I believe it's going to Salt Lake City next. So if you are in that area, please do go see it. So let me go ahead. I'm going to stop my screen, or I'm going to stop share, and then I'm going to share a video with you. Let me just get it opened up here. Give me a moment for my, okay. And can you see the video now?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, awesome. I'm just going to play this and it will kind of give you a little bit more of a context and a background to what this whole exhibition is.
The Tyrannosaurus Rex, king of the dinosaurs, was one of the world's deadliest creatures known to man. But there's one T-Rex in particular who is holding court at the Arizona Science Center in Phoenix, Arizona, the first stop on her world tour.
Here she is.
Chief Curiosity Officer and loyal subject, Sari on Science, is here to introduce the realm to this queen of the dinosaurs. Her name is Victoria.
Victoria the T-Rex is 66 million years old, found in 2013 in Face, South Dakota. She was processed in Victoria, British Columbia, hence the name Victoria. And she's incredible.
And she's incredibly real, too. Most museums reconstruct these animals out of casts of fossils, but
at 40 feet long and 199 real bones, she's one of the largest and most complete T-Rexes ever found.
In fact, she's only the second T-Rex in existence to have as many real bones as she does.
This is a unique opportunity to really get up close and personal with real fossils.
The next thing to know about Victoria is that there's something special about those real fossils.
Something that a lot of people don't know is that only about 50 T-Rex skeletons have ever been found.
So it's a pretty big deal that she's as complete as she is. But even the parts that are missing are pretty cool too.
Anything that the scientists didn't have, they 3D printed to give you a really complete picture of what she would have looked like.
And if you saw Victoria roaming the land back in her day, she wouldn't be hard to miss.
Now, if we were able to see her in all of her complete glory when she was living, Victoria would be about 10.5 tons. She's huge.
Victoria also has some features that make her stand out even more.
She was found with an unusually complete skull. And in that skull, she has 2 teeth growing out of one socket, which has never been seen before in another T-Rex.
In fact, her mouth tells us a lot, especially her jaw.
She has marks from fights with other dinosaurs, actually other T-Rexes.
But there's also evidence that this queen didn't go down easy.
She's got marks on her neck showing that she likely had a broken neck that healed.
But then there's her other most notable feature, those classic T-Rex arms.
One of the top questions when it comes to T-Rex is, what are those little tiny arms for? If you look at her, they're inward oriented. So really T-Rex, they're clappers, not slappers.
Those arms could actually grip things.
So they're definitely functional. Now what they were used for? Those ideas are out.
Visit Victoria at the Arizona Science Center until May 2020 before the next stop on her world tour. We waited 66 million years to meet her, but today Victoria reigns supreme over the top of our list.
Okay, so if you notice in the periphery, the whole space is kind of housed with lots of backlit graphics, and all of those vertical columns going up, those were all scenic in nature, and they fell within my scope of graphic design as well. So all things considered, I'm pretty happy with the way the show turned out. And obviously, if you visit the gallery space at ISU, you're only going to see kind of the highlight of the graphic design side of things. So if you're more into dinosaurs, you'll have to go see the actual show.
Great. Thank you so much, Sam. All right. And I have Sam's part of the exhibit space in my background currently. But of course, I can do some close-ups after we get through all of our presenters today, if anybody is interested in doing that. All right, so I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Okay, hopefully everybody can see that. Cool. So, last up today is Master of Fine Arts Graphic Design soon-to-be graduate, Julia Reich. Reich is a graphic recorder who makes conversations visible by listening to people talk and capturing their conversations as they happen live in real time, using pictures, words, and color. Julia, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Great. Thanks, everyone. It's great to be here. Thanks for coming. Yeah, so I am a graphic recorder. I might be the only person in Indiana who does this, but I'm not the only person in the world who does it. There's many hundreds or even thousands of people who do this kind of work. It's a type of visual note-taking. So I'm going to share my screen. Can everyone see that?
There we go. Now we can.
Okay, great. So the work that I do, it's either done in person on a large scale using paper and markers, or virtually where I'm drawing on a tablet during a remote meeting while participants watch my drawing of a discussion take shape on the screen. So I like to say that I make conversations visible. And like I said, I use the term graphic recorder, but some people will use other terms like graphic facilitator or graphic note taker. But there's really just three aspects to my process. Really is I need to listen, think, and draw, and I have to do all of those things pretty quickly because I'm working live in real time. And the types of events that I participate in run the gamut. So they could be like strategy sessions, brainstorming meetings, town hall meetings, focus groups, conferences, even social events, just to name a few. So in thinking about putting my show together, there were several things that I really wanted to convey in the show. The first one was that I wanted to show both analog and digital versions of my work. So most of the gallery show, you're seeing these big posters because that's how I used to work before COVID, when there were events that were happening in real life. And I would work on a big scale. So these 4-foot by 8-foot posters typically. But now, since COVID, all of my work has pivoted to being digital. And so I'm actually going to try to use my annotation tool and show just this part of the show right here. So this is actually where I'm showing my digital work. So there's like a reel of examples of the work that I've done for virtual meetings. And then another one of my goals was to kind of explain, wait, how do I get rid of that annotation circle? Eraser.
So, yeah.
There we go. Oh, so here's right. So here's an image of what it looks like when I'm capturing like an event when I'm working like in Zoom or something like that. You know what? I need to shut my door. Hold on one second. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Okay, so I'm back. So one of the important things that I wanted to convey about the show is that, you know, my goal in doing this work is really not to create a work of art, so to speak, but to serve the group that I'm working with. And so to help them represent, or just to help them work towards a goal, whatever that goal might be. So there's a bunch of photos that are part of the exhibit. And there's this particular grouping of photos shows the people that I've worked with on different occasions. And then another one of my goals was to convey the value of being this type of visual practitioner, working with groups. And so what I'm helping them do is I'm helping them sort of synthesize their key points, work towards a common goal. And what happens in those kinds of situations is I find that when people kind of see their words take shape around them on the walls or in a Zoom meeting type thing, it deepens engagement and it helps people learn. And that's kind of why I do it. And all of this helps them reach their goal and strengthens communication. And then afterwards, obviously, there's this artifact that they can refer to after the fact. So I'm just going to show a few examples from some different events that I've done. So as I mentioned, there's some different groupings of photos that I've included in the show. This one shows some visual thinking workshops that I've conducted. And then again, this was the part of the show that illustrates my digital work. And I've also got some other videos. One of them is this interview that I was on with Inside Indiana Business. And then finally, I created an animated whiteboard video, explainer video that is kind of like a visual interpretation of my artist statement, but it also goes into sort of, you know, not only what I do, but how I do it. So kind of like the magic behind it, sort of how I make the decisions that I make and how I'm able to do this kind of listening, thinking, and drawing live in real time. So I think this is the final slide I wanted to show, and just wanted to say thank you to my committee. I have a really awesome committee. I really appreciate all of their insights. And I also wanted to thank my clients who have allowed me to borrow the work that I did for them for the show.
Great. Thank you, Julia. That was wonderful. Thank you to all three of you. You each did a really wonderful job conveying what's on display here in the gallery and your time in creating all of these materials. So I really want to thank you for that. I know it's not the same as having an in-person event, unfortunately, but I'm glad that we're able to at least do this and celebrate you all in some way, shape or form. I want to open it up. Are there any questions from anybody out in the audience? Or would anybody like to see anything up close here in the gallery? I am here in the gallery. I'm happy to run around and bring things up close on the screen if that's helpful for anyone. Okay, so I may have a question for each of you. You all spoke a little bit in terms of what you're doing next, but I don't know if there's any more details to be added. I know Sam and Julia are kind of in the working world already, and Zhenyang has been teaching here. Does anybody want to add in any details about where they're going next, if it's new or the same, or any updates there?
I could just add that I know that, you know, earning an MFA will enable me to teach on the college level. So, okay. You know, I'm not sure where that will lead me, but it's certainly a path that I feel like is open to me now.
Great. Sam, you looked like you were going to jump in there.
Oh, let's see. After I'm through with the current exhibition I'm working with, I am not going to look at any crayons for a very long time. So anyone working with museum exhibitions, you are just so immersed in that subject matter for a good year or two. But next up for me, I don't have any contracts or anything formal, but I have been asked to be a part of a team that is going to be doing a big agriculture exhibit over in Indianapolis. So
that's
will
fantastic.
Be hopefully and next for me. And
great.
then continuing to teach full time as well.
Of course. Is that for the State Museum, or are you able to say so?
No, it's for something called, I'm probably going to get the name wrong, but it's something like the Glass House or something.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with the facility, but
great.
Yeah, so
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Zhenyang, any additions to what you're doing next? Any updates for us?
Not really. I think after graduate, I will looking for like maybe a teaching job or other jobs. And of course, I will continue work on my art and doing more of my paintings. Maybe get a chance to show my works again. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, Sean also added in the chat. I think he's actually been in here a couple of times. I think I've seen you in here. But Sean saying, great job, all three of you. He really enjoyed walking around each exhibit last week. And that's really how it feels in here. You know, it's one space, but we've got three distinct areas in here that really showcase and celebrate each of you, I think. So congratulations to you all. Are there any other questions from the crowd? I don't want to skip over anyone before I pull up my last closing slide here.
I wanted to ask a question.
Sure.
In part to Zhenyang, but also to William, because William was was praised for instilling ideas or raising significant questions. And I thought that was important. But I just wondered, do you discuss Joseph Kosuth in your work? Because he, there's that illustration of chairs, and these chairs came up, and I sort of wondered if there was any connection with that work.
Actually not. Actually not. I have two chairs in my room. One day I took some picture in my room. I saw that, I just saw that it's really interesting. I did some sketch. Then also, oh, this is cool. Then I started working on it. It's not related to that work actually. Thank you.
Of course, Lloyd, we have to teach the Kosuth, but let's just say that that's one thing of hundreds and hundreds.
Wonderful. Thank you. Any others out there? William saying congratulations. Nancy saying congratulations as well. Wonderful. Well, I think you guys did a great job. I really enjoyed working with each of you. I'm glad I had the ability to work with each of you this semester in installing your exhibit. Last semester, we were able to do the MFA show, and then unfortunately, we weren't able to mount the senior show, but we are mounting the senior show next here in the gallery. We're practicing social distancing, and masks will be worn, and I'm doing one-on-one installation times with each of the students. So that way we make sure we're trying to keep things as safe as possible moving forward. So I just have a few ending notes here. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us today. As I said earlier, this work is on display until Tuesday, so please feel free to come stop by with your mask, enjoy the work on display tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday. And stay tuned. This recording, as well as others from other exhibits from the semester, will be up on our website at indstate.edu/cast/UAG. A individual from University Marketing has been doing videos of all of our exhibits this semester as well. And I have been as patient as I can be in waiting for those to show up, but he's been diligently working on those. So as soon as those are available, they'll be up on our website, and I'll send out a social media blast on those as well. Our next online event will be on November 12th at 4 p.m. again, in celebration of our undergraduate seniors. We're going to have a few of them talking about their work, which will be up here in the gallery for 2 weeks starting November 9th. And that's all I have. So thank you all for coming today. And I hope everyone enjoys the warm weather we're having today. Thank you.